Ever wonder what makes a rum spicy, sweet, or perfectly smooth? Are you ready to discover the perfect rum for you? We're going to break down everything you need to know about rum, from its unique styles and flavors to how it's made, and maybe throw in a little history to boot. And we'll explore a few choice bottles. I've done the hard work of tasting these tropical delights so you don't have to. My name is Robert Moore. Welcome to School of Wine and Spirits. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rum. We'll explore the origins of rum, how sugarcane transformed the Caribbean and created this legendary experience, and we'll break down how to classify rums based on their styles, production methods, and ingredients. Whether you're new to rum or you just want to expand your knowledge, this guide will get you well acquainted. Before we dive in, if you're interested in learning about everything in this video and more, scan the QR code or click the link in my bio. Rum's history begins with the cultivation of sugarcane, a tropical crop brought from Asia to the Caribbean by Spanish and Portuguese explorers in the early 1500s. When sugarcane was processed, it left behind a byproduct known as molasses, a thick, sugary syrup. During the 17th century, enslaved workers on the Caribbean sugar plantations began fermenting and distilling this molasses, creating the early versions of rum. Here's a timeline of rum production. In the 15th century, sugarcane arrived in the Caribbean and began to spread. In the 1600s, rum production became popular, especially in Barbados and Jamaica. In the 1650s, distillation techniques were refined in the Caribbean, and rum became a staple of colonial life. In the 1700s, the golden age of piracy popularized rum as a maritime staple, establishing it as a common currency and traded good. Finally, in the 1800s, rum spread globally with distinct regional styles developed across the Caribbean, Latin America, and beyond. From its origins, rum wasn't just a drink. It was part of colonial trade and became entangled with the economic systems of slavery and plantation life in the Caribbean. As the distillation techniques evolved, unique regional styles began to develop, which we'll get into shortly. There are three major cultural styles of rum production that influence how rum tastes today: English, Spanish, and French. English-style rum traces its origins to the 17th century Caribbean, where British colonists established sugarcane plantations. The region's tropical climate proved ideal for sugarcane cultivation, which boomed as demand for sugar in Europe surged. Molasses, as a byproduct of sugar refining, was abundant, and enslaved workers on these plantations discovered it could be fermented and distilled into alcohol, creating the early form of rum. The British quickly embraced this new spirit, especially among sailors in the Navy, where rum became a staple. By the mid-18th century, a daily rum ration, or tot, was issued to British sailors, a tradition that lasted until 1970. The connection with maritime culture solidified rum's place in British life, particularly in English-style rum, which was favored for its robust and rich profile. Jamaica, Barbados, and later Guyana became renowned producers of English-style rum. Each developed unique techniques, often using pot stills that created a bold, complex spirit with deep flavors. Jamaican rums became famous for their high ester content, imparting intense tropical fruit and funk flavors, while Guyana's Demerara rums were known for their dark, molasses-rich character. English-style rum evolved from a colonial byproduct to a treasured spirit with a distinct identity. Today it stands as a representation of Caribbean heritage and British influence, celebrated for its full-bodied, diverse flavors that reflect its storied past and regional diversity. Spanish-style rum originated in the 16th and 17th centuries, as Spanish colonists brought sugarcane to the Caribbean and Central America. Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic became central to sugar production, and local distillers soon found ways to transform molasses, a byproduct of sugar refining, into a new spirit. Known initially as aguardiente de cana, this early form of rum was simpler and less refined than what we know today. Spanish-style rum evolved into a smoother, lighter spirit compared to its English and French counterparts, largely due to the use of column stills that produce a cleaner, more delicate rum. Spanish-speaking regions also adopted the Solera aging system, originally used for sherry in Spain, which involves blending rums of different ages to create a consistent and complex final product. This method gave Spanish-style rums a signature smoothness, balancing light, clean flavors with notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak from aging in barrels. Cuban rums in particular became widely popular for their lighter profile, setting a standard that influenced rum production across Latin America. The popularity of Spanish-style rum grew significantly in the 19th and 20th centuries, with brands like Bacardi expanding internationally, spreading its smooth, approachable profile worldwide. Today, Spanish-style rum remains a staple in cocktails and is prized for its versatility, balanced flavors, and distinctive refined character that reflects its Spanish Caribbean heritage. French-style rum, known as rum agricole, originated in the French Caribbean colonies in the 17th century, primarily Martinique and Guadeloupe. Unlike Spanish and English styles which rely on molasses, rum agricole is made directly from fresh sugarcane juice. This distinction emerged largely due to historical necessity. After the sugar beet industry took off in Europe, demand for Caribbean sugar decreased, leaving the French islands with abundant sugarcane and fewer options for export. French colonists began using fresh cane juice instead of molasses, creating a lighter, more vegetal spirit with distinctive grassy and floral flavors. The unique production method of rum agricole was further refined in the 19th century as French distillers applied winemaking techniques focusing on capturing the natural essence of the sugarcane. The process involves quickly fermenting fresh juice and distilling it in column stills, yielding a rum that's aromatic, complex, and reflective of the terroir. There was an appellation designated in 1996 which established official production standards for rum agricole from Martinique, ensuring quality and authenticity much like French wine regions. This strict regulation requires the use of fresh sugarcane juice, specific fermentation times, and certain aging practices, further distinguishing it from other rum styles. Today, rum agricole is celebrated for its distinctive character, embraced by connoisseurs and cocktail enthusiasts alike. It highlights the French Caribbean's unique approach to rum making, emphasizing terroir and craftsmanship, and stands as a testament to the region's adaptation and innovation in the face of economic shifts. These regional styles each offer a unique take on rum and add incredible diversity to the rum world. Now that we've covered the main styles, let's dive into how we classify rums. There are a few ways to classify rum, and each helps us understand a bit more about what's inside the bottle. Let's break it down into three main approaches. Classical classification. White rum. It's light, typically unaged or lightly aged, and filtered. Ideal for cocktails. Gold or amber rum, which is aged slightly longer with a rich color and flavor profile that includes caramel and vanilla notes. Dark rum, aged the longest, offering deep, complex flavors with molasses, spices, and sometimes chocolate notes. Spiced rum, infused with spices like cinnamon, cloves, and vanilla for added flavor. And overproof rum, high in alcohol by volume, often used in cocktails where a strong rum profile is needed. We can classify by style, by regional influence, such as English, Spanish, and French styles, which we covered earlier, by flavor profile, light, medium, and full-bodied rums based on their production ingredients, by purpose, sipping rums, mixing rums, and overproof rums, each serve a different purpose and have distinctive characteristics. Then there's the advanced classification. Feedstock, still type, aging, and additives. Base feedstock. Most rums are made from molasses, which imparts a classic sweetness and richness. Rum agricole is made from fresh sugarcane juice, offering earthy and grassy notes. Some craft runs use cane syrup or even fresh cane juice, each creating distinct flavor profiles. Then there's classification by still type. Pot still, known for producing bold, robust rums, often used in English-style rums, and column still. It produces lighter, smoother rums commonly found in Spanish and French styles. Then there's aging. Rums may be aged in used barrels, often ex-bourbon, with aging length contributing to color and complexity. Solera aging is used by some Spanish-style producers, which involves blending younger and older rums over time. Post-aging additives. Caramel coloring, sugar, and spices may be added to alter the rum's final flavor or appearance. These additives are common in spiced rums and some dark rums, though purists prefer unaltered rums for their authenticity. With these classifications in mind, you'll have a clearer picture of what to expect from each bottle. Now let's explore the rules for making rum. These can vary by country and region, but certain principles and guidelines are widely recognized across the industry. Here's a list of general rules for rum production. Base ingredient. Rum must be made from sugarcane-derived products, usually molasses or sugarcane juice. Some regions like Martinique specify sugarcane juice only, rum agricole. Fermentation. The sugarcane product is fermented with yeast and water. The fermentation length can affect the flavor profile. Shorter fermentations yield lighter rums, while longer fermentations produce more robust, complex flavors. Distillation. Rum can be distilled in either pot stills or column stills, or a combination of both. Column stills tend to produce lighter rums, whereas pot stills are used for fuller-bodied, richer rums. Alcohol content. Distilled rum generally ranges from 80 proof on up, though some high-proof rums can reach up to 151 proof. Aging is optional, but common for many rums. Aged rums are typically stored in oak barrels, which can be new or previously used oak barrels, primarily ex-bourbon barrels. The aging time may range from a few months to decades, affecting the rum's color, aroma, and flavor profile. In warmer climates, aging occurs faster, as barrels interact more intensely with the rum. Additives. Depending on local regulations, some rums allow limited additives. Coloring like caramel and flavor enhancers such as sugar or spices may be used in some styles, but must comply with labeling and regional standards. Blending. Many rums are blended to achieve a consistent profile, combining different ages, types, and sometimes even distilleries from multiple countries. Bottling and proofing. Before bottling, rum is usually diluted with water to achieve a desired proof. Most rums are bottled between 80 and 90 proof, though overproof rums are bottled at higher strengths. Labeling standards. Labeling terms such as aged, dark, overproof, and spiced are regulated by some countries to ensure transparency for consumers. For example, in the EU, only rums without added sugar are labeled as pure rum. Finally, geographical indications. Certain regions have geographical indications that specify unique production standards. For example, rum agricole from Martinique must use sugarcane juice and follow strict guidelines for terroir, distillation, and aging. These guidelines ensure consistency and quality across rum types while allowing regional diversity, resulting in the wide array of rum styles and flavors enjoyed globally. Now let's talk about some specific rums you might encounter. I'll walk you through the tasting profiles of 6 rums to highlight the variety in styles and flavors. First up, Brugal 1888 from the Dominican Republic, a Spanish-style rum. It's a premium dark rum made by Brugal and Company at the Brugal Distillery in the Dominican Republic. At 80 proof, it's a blend of rum aged up to 14 years with maturation in American white oak and sherry casks. It's made from molasses, and the aged spirit is a rich amber color with coppery hues. The MSRP varies by market, but generally runs around $45 to $60 a bottle. The nose shows aromas of dried fruit, caramel, vanilla, and hints of cocoa with light spice and subtle oak. Smooth and complex, the palate provides flavors of toffee, cinnamon, vanilla, and dried fruits. A touch of sweetness balances the oakiness. The finish is long and warming with notes of caramel, spice, and a touch of sherry-influenced dried fruit. Overall, Brugal 1888 is a sophisticated rum ideal for sipping, offering a smooth and layered profile with the influence of both bourbon and sherry cask aging. It's approachable yet complex, appealing to both new rum drinkers and seasoned enthusiasts who appreciate a well-crafted, versatile dark rum. Next, we look at Admiral Nelson's Spiced Rum. It's a spicy, approachable rum. This spiced rum is made by Admiral Nelson's, owned by Heaven Hill Brands, distilled and bottled at Heaven Hill Distillery. At 70 proof, it's unaged or lightly aged, but the age is unspecified. It's made from molasses and golden amber in color. The MSRP is a very reasonable $10 to $15 a bottle. The nose is full of sweet vanilla and caramel with hints of cinnamon, nutmeg, and light brown sugar. Smooth and sweet on the palate with flavors of vanilla, caramel, and mild spice. The profile is easygoing with minimal alcohol burn, making it accessible and mellow. The short and smooth finish gives us lingering sweetness and light spice without much complexity. Overall, Admiral Nelson's Spiced Rum is an affordable, accessible option for those seeking a mild spiced rum with classic sweet and spicy flavors. For overproof fans, Cruzan 151 delivers a punch with bold flavors. You'll taste tropical fruits with a fiery finish. Use this one in tiki drinks to give them a big rum punch. This overproof dark rum is made by Cruzan Rum, owned by Beam Suntory, at the Cruzan Distillery in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. At 151 proof, it's unaged or lightly aged and made from molasses. It's a deep amber color, and the MSRP is about $20 to $25 a bottle. Strong and intense with heavy alcohol notes initially, the nose displays subtle hints of vanilla, caramel, and oak beneath the high-proof heat. The palate is bold and fiery due to the high alcohol content, with slight sweetness, molasses, vanilla, and some peppery spice, but minimal complexity. However, it packs intensity. The finish is hot and lingering, with a robust burn and faint sweetness. The alcohol warmth dominates. Overall, Cruzan 151 is a high-proof rum, ideal for cocktails that call for a strong base, such as tiki drinks, where it can add depth and intensity. While it may be too powerful to enjoy neat, it shines when used sparingly in mixed drinks, imparting bold rum character with subtle tropical and vanilla notes. As an overproof rum, it's best suited for experienced drinkers looking to enhance cocktails with a high alcohol punch. Next we have Kirk & Sweeney 18 Year. It's really a rich Spanish-style rum with notes of oak, vanilla, and dried fruit. Smooth and complex, this is a beautiful sipping rum. An aged dark rum made by 35 Maple Street Spirits in the Dominican Republic, it's 80 proof and aged for 18 years. Made from molasses, the aged spirit is a deep mahogany and the MSRP runs from $45 to $55 a bottle. The nose gives rich aromas of caramel, vanilla, dried fruit, and toasted oak, with undertones of brown sugar and subtle spice. The palate is smooth and full-bodied, with flavors of dark caramel, honey, and toffee complemented by oak, cinnamon, nutmeg, and dried fruit like raisins and figs. Long, warm, and complex, the finish features lingering notes of oak, spice, and a slight hint of tobacco. Overall, it's a refined, well-aged rum that offers a rich and complex profile perfect for sipping. The extended aging brings depth and sophistication with a balance of sweet, spicy flavors which appeal to both seasoned rum drinkers and newcomers seeking a luxurious experience. It's an ideal choice for enjoying neat or with a single ice cube to open its layered character. We compare that with the 23-year version of Kirk & Sweeney and see that it takes those flavors further with added depth. It's an aged dark rum made by 35 Maple Street Spirits in the Dominican Republic. At 80 proof, the spirit is aged for 23 years and made from molasses. A deep amber color with reddish hues, it sells for approximately $60 to $75 a bottle. The nose is rich and inviting with aromas of caramel, vanilla, toasted oak, and dried fruit, including fig and raisin, accented by hints of spice and cocoa. A silky and full-bodied palate features flavors of dark brown sugar, honey, and ripe banana, layered with toffee, nutmeg, and cinnamon. The oak influence adds depth with a touch of dark chocolate and leather. The finish is long and warming with lingering notes of vanilla, oak, and a gentle spice, rounded out by a hint of tobacco. Overall, this is an exceptional, well-aged sipping rum that showcases the depth and richness possible with extended aging. Its complex blend of sweetness, spice, and oak is beautifully balanced, making it ideal for sipping neat or with a single ice cube. This 23-year expression is a luxurious choice for rum enthusiasts seeking a refined and rewarding drinking experience. Finally, we have Papa's Pilar 24-month, aged in a mix of American oak and sherry casks. A dark rum made by the Hemingway Rum Company, it is blended from various sources in the Caribbean, then finished and bottled in the US. At 86 proof, it is aged for a minimum of 24 months, with Solera-style aging and made from molasses. The dark amber color of the aged spirit has mahogany tones, and it sells for approximately $40 to $45 a bottle. The nose gives aromas of caramel, vanilla, and warm spices like cinnamon, with hints of toasted oak, chocolate, and dried fruit. The palate is smooth and well-rounded, featuring flavors of caramel, honey, vanilla, and brown sugar, with layers of cocoa, dark fruit, and a touch of orange zest. The influence of oak adds depth and complexity. It has a medium-long finish with lingering notes of spice, oak, and a slight sweetness that fades gently. Overall, Papa's Pilar 24-month is a flavorful, well-rounded dark rum, ideal for sipping and mixing. Its balanced profile of sweetness and spice reflects its unique Solera aging process, which imparts depth and smoothness. This rum offers a taste experience that's rich yet approachable, perfect for those looking to enjoy a robust yet easy drinking spirit inspired by adventure and the legacy of Ernest Hemingway. So that's Rum 101. From its rich origins to the variety of styles and ways to classify it, rum truly has something for everyone. Let us know your favorite rum style or bottle in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of spirits. If you like this content, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post content. Thanks for watching. Now join our community at the link in the channel bio and watch our other videos. Cheers!